Hello. Hello, is this John?
Yeah, Andrew WK.
Yes, hello, how are you?
Doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing very nicely. How are you doing?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you very much.
So where you at, man? You in New York?
Yes, I'm here in New York City. And where are you located?
I'm currently located in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I actually just caught you at the Bunbury Festival in Cincinnati not too long ago.
Oh, yes, that was a really enjoyable time in that park bench show.
Yeah, you were partying hard, rocking out.
Oh, we had a very enjoyable time. Beautiful day, obviously, great weather, and just a great atmosphere in general. Cincinnati's one of my favorite places. Right after the show there, I enjoyed some actual Cincinnati chili.
Oh, right on.
This time I went to Gold Star. I usually go to Skyline, but I
Yeah,
wanted to try Gold Star, and it was really
of
great.
course. I've been reading a lot of your advice columns. Can you tell us a little about how you started writing for the Village Voice?
Oh, well, yes, they invited me to uh, begin doing a weekly advice column going back at New Year's, really. So that for me was a huge deal, just having lived in New York City for 16 years now. Village Voice it's just part of the city. It's a very New York phenomenon, and just seeing it on the sidewalk and really everywhere for the entire duration that I lived here was I don't know, it's like someone asking you to design your own bagel or something. It was a very New York experience, and then getting to be a part of it. I mean, they'd always been very supportive. I had done interviews, and they'd come to my shows and reviewed them and taken great photos. But getting to actually write my own thing was really was one of the high points of my New York adventure. So yeah, I didn't think twice about it. I was wondering would I be able to do it every week and be able to write good and figure out how to type and just make sure that I do it all at the level that they deserve. But with their help, thankfully, it's been able to go. I haven't missed a single week.
Yeah, it's been great. How are you choosing your questions? Like this past one was on road rage. How are you choosing them? Is it you and a team choosing them, or is it you specifically? And you're just like, I like that question. I want to answer that one. I mean, I'm sure you're getting inundated with tons of questions.
Yeah, I try to pick the questions that I can relate to. Usually ones that I feel like I've been thinking about. Sometimes thinking about right then or have thought about recently. And then sometimes I think I pick questions that I can't directly relate to at all. Some experience that I haven't gone through, and I try to really fathom what that would be like. But I try to most of all get questions that I think are more intense, or at least more. I try to think if I was opening up this magazine, this newspaper, or if I saw a question, what would make me want to read it? And if it was something that I thought was kind of boring, then I probably wouldn't read it. So I try to just pick more intense questions. Unfortunately, we've gotten a lot of those types. So it's been really an enjoyable experience, and I really am so glad that some people have been reading it.
All right. Yeah, like I said, I saw you rocking out at Bunbury Festival. But I'm curious. Do you? How often are you practicing? Are you always playing? Always creating new music? Are you working on anything new?
Well, I have asked. Yes, thank you for asking. I have been working on a bunch of new songs for quite some time now. So I hope to release a new album, hopefully next year or whenever. I don't really make plans like that so much anymore. Things just happen when I'm supposed to do them. But the book is the main thing I'm working on now in terms of all my
The
time.
Party Bible?
Yes, but that being said, I mean, I'm always obviously, yeah, playing my keyboard and making up songs, humming songs to myself. I mean, a lot of the songs I make up, I just make up singing to myself, and as you amble through the day and whatnot. So that to me is a great way to stay very close to music, and it's very easy to do. I've not been someone who's been able to develop the skill where they can record while touring. So I still enjoy making up songs, and then I'll either write them down or I'll record them into my voicemail or something, and so I have a memory of it. But it's funny because the melodies that I think are the best, I usually remember without even having to try. So
Oh, right on.
so that's how I wrote a lot of the songs on all the other albums, and I'll continue to do so. Just strolling around and humming a tune that you enjoy.
So do you have like a plethora of songs that you already have finished right now?
There are some that are actually finished, or I'd say like 95% there. Uh, but then there's a lot that are halfway or a quarter of the way or are just one melody. So there's the good thing is there's a lot of material, and then it's just a matter of getting it all in that final stage. I'd wanted to have a new album out several years ago, but that was before I, turned myself over to this sort of new way of going about life, and I'm not meant to have had an album, I guess. So whenever I am meant to, I will do it.
So what caused the transition to this new wave lifestyle?
It was just it was I don't want to say forced upon me, but it was like strongly recommended, and I must say that everything's been has been better. I mean, it's more surprising and exciting. Uh, I used to sort of think that it was better to sort of like more noble or more responsible to control your own life, and then I was urged by by some very formidable forces that I respect a great deal to, hey, turn yourself over, and once you do that, I realized that I already had never been in control anyway. It was just sort of this nice idea that made me feel more calm, or made me feel more secure, made me feel stronger, sort of prouder of myself, to think that I was the one doing everything in my life. But then once I just fully let go of that, and believe me, it was scary to let go of that feeling. It was really scary to stop sort of planning out and scheming how I would go about doing what I wanted to do. But I thought, hey, you know what? I'm just going to do what I'm meant to do, and whatever I'm meant to do will just happen. And that's when a lot of the most exciting things in my life have occurred, including talking to you right now. I mean, I didn't plan this out saying I want to speak to Jon now. You reached out, and it just it went that way. So I said yes, and I just figured that you're part of this destiny as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I didn't plan on this either. I was rather very pleased that we were able to set this up. Very excited. And when you talk about your transition, like you said, like the new wave was kind of put on you. Um, is there any way you go into greater detail, like how you didn't make that decision for yourself, or
Well, it's hard to explain, I guess, just because part of part of the idea of turning yourself over is that you don't make the decision and turn yourself over. I was just turned over.
by who?
I don't know. That's a good question, actually. I'll have to ponder that. I hadn't really even thought about that.
Well, are there people that are like guiding you and directing you, or is it just like some like something you're feeling, or
I guess both. I mean, like the whole world in a way. I mean, everybody. It's like everybody's a part of it, you know?
yeah?
It's like for a long time I just felt like I was separate from everybody and everything. And I was pushing against them and working my way through and having to sort of find my way through this maze of existence. But then I just stopped doing that, and you still keep moving. It's very bizarre. It's like it'd be like if you were if you thought you were responsible for making the world spin around on its axis, and that if you stopped making it go, it would cease to spin and everyone would fry. Then you realize, like, oh, it was spinning all on its own from some other cause this entire time. Now I'm still going, and I don't even have to like worry about spinning it. So I no longer spin my own globe. It was being spun not by me to begin with in the first place.
Like you had initially thought?
I had thought I was, which was pretty. It was a little bit over the top to think that, but I don't blame myself. It was very hard to imagine that I wasn't in control. You really there's a lot of excitement and pride, and good confidence that comes from thinking you're responsible.
Yeah.
But I can say in so many cases that most of the best things that I've gotten to experience in life have not only been not not only not caused by me, but we're involved so many other people. I mean, everything I've gotten to do has been the result of a lot of other people's efforts as well. So getting to fully admit that to myself and embrace it and be grateful for it has really made life a lot partier for me.
And do you think this can be like applicable for everybody, I guess, or is it just like a this
I
case
don't know.
specific to you?
I guess each person. I mean, it was just the way I've been thinking about it, but maybe other people relate to it. I've definitely talked to other people who related to it. I also talked to other people who got very mad about that idea or very emotional about it and said that no one's responsible for my life except me, and I'm in charge of it all, and if I want to do something I do it, and it's no one else is making it happen. And I understand that because I felt that way at times too, and there is something very exciting about that feeling. So I guess it's whatever it feels most fun to you.
Well, let me ask you this: is this related to more or less like your career and being in the spotlight, or yeah, or
uh
not?
well, everything really. I mean, my whole life, everything that's in that's inside of that.
Well, like
Because
this.
your life is like the shell,
Well, I guess
and
like
everything else in that is part of it. I mean, I don't think of my work or career as separate from my life. It's just all one big ball.
yeah.